Okay, hello. How are we all doing? Let me take a look. How you guys have been saying? How am I? I'm good, bro. How are you? The rising sign has started. I like that. GM, how you doing, Pro Trader? Let's see. This is the only time I'm looking at indices right now for the M5, but honestly, we wouldn't mind a run back up to these highs. Like, if we can take these lows, I want to buy NQ. Like here. Looks like my favored thing going into today. But it's Friday finally, though. We got through the week. This week, honestly, has been awful for indices. Like, yeah, they've given decent price moves, but just how they moved has been horrible. Mainly because of no data coming out. But you guys can see my model's still been providing. Day 12, we're trying to win an account. Today may be the day for you. You never know. How was my week? It's been pretty good. I've only taken one trade. It was those longs from Wednesday, was it? Yeah, we took the longs on Wednesday, I think. Yeah, these ones. This was for London. We took the low. I wanted the high. Pretty nice. Got the run to the upside. That's the only trade I've taken this week. Because yesterday I did want to buy indices. So I was looking to buy to target this high, like these highs. It just kept chopping, bro. I just didn't want to get in on this. Like, I could have taken a break even or a loss. Main thing for me was this up close candle. If it closed above it, then I would have taken a long, but it just chopped around. Well, leaning into today, I'm pretty bullish. I want to see these highs get taken and get gone. I mean, the all-time highs are still resting. I mean, could be a nice little target. The shutdown is so cuckoo. Yeah, I gotta agree. I don't think there's any news coming out. Let me check if there's any news coming out or have come out. I don't think anything's come out still. So it looks pretty boring. But if you guys do trade my model, do trade my ranges, today it was a nice short on NQ. We just tapped the high. Once we took out the high, dropped to the downside. So it gave nice little short. Kind of same thing I want today. Run at the lows. Once we get the lows, we can just buy this up. I want to buy it up anyway. Wouldn't mind. Let's see how ES is looking. ES does have this SMT with NQ, but I don't know if this SMT is going to hold that much. And Dow's just in a world of its own. Like, these candles on Dow look pretty horrible. However, though, I was looking at gold. Gold has been a pretty good market. Where is it? I actually can't find the symbol anymore. Gonna have to go into the cash market. But gold leaning into today, I do want to see it push to the upside again, like take some of these highs. My target was 4,000 for this week. Easily just run into them. We'll see if we can get the run at this high. Ideally, I want to see something like this unfold, and then we get it. The model of yours is quite simple, but I always don't. Yeah, to be honest, London, I don't trade it, but when I do or when I can look at it, it is nice. Like even gold today, shift delivery, this is the long to the upside. So it's pretty nice, but kind of hard to get in on that. New York is good too, but New York's way too quick. sometimes. So if you're trading this, you got to be on the M1 time frame. But leaning into today, we should be able to run into these highs. Oh yeah, stock that I'm watching right now also is Figma. Figma actually looks really good. If you guys do trade options or swing trade or look to invest into anything, I am looking to get into Figma. I'm looking for back to the run to all-time highs, maybe for the end of 2026 or into 2026, should I say. New York usually New York's going to take both sides very quickly. Like, even if we look at yesterday, right here, pokes above the high, that's done. Pokes above the high, that's done as well. Like, it finishes the delivery pretty quick. Some days there's going to be a continuation, but I do believe there's an SMT at the lows. But for me personally, I only trade retracements and reversals most of the time. Today caught 200 pips on gold. Nice. What did you trade on gold? The upside or? I kind of want to see upside on this market too. It doesn't look the worst of ideas. Other plays. Forex market's getting cooked right now, to be honest. Mainly because of DXY. I think DXY does have a final push higher in it. I don't know where to though, but I still believe this market has a push higher to go lower. Like, these lows should get taken on DXY. Euro's losing strength. This low should be our target. I think this low, in terms of closest proximity, you could say, looks the best. Well, let's see if hopefully NQ can give an upside play. This week's been pretty boring. I'm gonna have to agree. This week's been horrible. Like, just look at yesterday was horrible as well. Like, just chopped around and then dropped. There's like a few different ways to trading as well. Like, if you have a strategy, right, and a model that you follow, then you should follow it to the tick pretty much. Like, everything should align for you to take the setup. I see a lot of traders, they're like, oh, this looks way too obvious for me to not take. Like, you take a trade that's outside of your model and it plays out, right? It's a winning trade. But over time, as you take more trades outside of your model and outside of your strategy, that's basically where you're saying to your strategy or model that I don't want to trust you 100% of the time, because sometimes your model is going to be like, there's no trade. But even if a draw looks very obvious to you and you take the trade and you repeat this over and over again, you're like, oh, this looks obvious. It's going to fail. And the time it fails, you're going to be like, oh, what do I do now? And that's where most people spiral into losing, because they keep a discipline for like some sort of discipline for like 3 weeks, and then it just spirals into losses. So there's no point of keeping the discipline for 2 weeks if you are just gonna spiral into losses just from one mistake. About trading ranges, do you advise taking a trade as soon as the I would wait for the delivery to shift. Like, this candle fails to close above that one, so once it closes below, this is a delivery shifting, especially this gap. Once we close below 50%, if you're in a short, then this is the confirmation that it should drop. I'm basically just looking at opposing PD arrays to tell me it wants to go in the direction. US oil, bruh, I don't. Oil's just a. Oh. What did I say on oil? I can't remember. I think we were looking for downside. Like I said, these lows look good, but oil's just been sideways for most of 2026, 2025 even. But if you can get on this, the best days to trade oil is always going to be after Wednesday as well, because weekly candle sorts itself out. If you look in the daily, this was actually kind of smooth. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday reversal, Wednesday high of week, Thursday, Friday, and Friday should expand, take these lows down there. So after Wednesday, it's always good to look at the oil market. It's usually the best of the market, in my opinion. Sticking to your trading plan and strategy is the best. I mean, yeah, that's the only thing that separates you from a gambler and a trader. That's pretty much it. That's the only underlying thing, and managing your risk, but that'll come from your strategy in general. Yo, how you doing, bro? How many people we got? We got like 150 across Twitter and YouTube watching. Nice. Oh, sorry, it's X now. But those of you that are just coming in, I was speaking about NQ today, kind of wanting to see downside plays. Like we take this low and then upside. I wouldn't mind that too much. That makes the most sense to me when I'm looking at this price action. This was the ideal play though in London. We might have to do some of those streams compared to New York. I think Dow's gonna be the one that pushes. What's your most profitable setup time frame? I wouldn't say there's any like profitable time frames. It all just comes down to the trader most of the time executing on it and just depending on their personality. Have you ever been in a situation where your strategy or plan doesn't present you a trade for? Honestly, rarely. My model's always going to give me 3 setups a week. It's only just me that I'm like, I don't want to execute on that. I don't want to trade it. Like mechanically, it's always going to give me a trade, but the human inside of me is always going to be like, I don't want to trade that. Oh, I don't want to do this. Don't want to do that. So I'm pretty selective with my trades nowadays. With this market. Trading this model has made me more relaxed. I don't get bothered about. Yeah, that's true. Like this, my approach to the market, I would say, is the only one that you can kind of expect what should happen the next day before it even happens. My NQ charts refusing to load. They don't want to see you win. They don't want to see us win at all. That's the only reason. Let's see. I have 3 minis locked and loaded for today. I want to see if I can get a position. It might have to be gold. I might watch gold today. Like as long as this M15 gap, nobody's closed below 50%. Even at the open, if we drop lower, hold 50% or wick away from that area, wouldn't mind a push to the upside. What I might watch on gold. Gonna have an alert on. Let me see how the stock market's looking today. I think Nvidia's at all time, yeah. Nvidia's trading at new highs still. The only way I think I see NQ reversing or starting to sell off is if Nvidia slows down. Like even QQQ is still pushing. But I can't believe NQ's this high up. Only a couple months ago we were at what? What were we at a couple months ago? April time we were at 17k. From there, did an 8,000 point rally. It's low-key crazy. Don't forget to like the stream. I think there's like a lot more people on X watching or Twitter. What's one hidden metric or indicator that you watch that most traders ignore? I don't really watch volume and stuff, but volume somewhat will have more of a positive impact on your trading than a negative. You can see orders come in, but you got to pair it up with something else. I just look at the market as somebody wants to buy up here, so they're in a premium. I want to sell up there. Somebody wants to sell down here. I basically want to buy down here. That's kind of I want to do the opposite thing to most people. What do I have to say about SMTs? SMTs are great. You should implement them in your trading, to be honest, because it shows a real accumulation that's going on within the market. So you see this high, and this high. So this is on NQ. Once we made this, ES traded above this high. So we made this SMT divergence. This sell-off, that's basically what came from this SMT. But if you wanted to, you could just take a trade based off that, get 50 points and get out of this market. On how it's looking. SMT is basically a divergence. It's the same thing as a divergence. So like two closely correlated assets. So we can have NQ here and ES right here. If NQ trades lower, trades below a low. And then if ES is trading lower, fails to go below that low, this is where we have an SMT. So pretty much what happened here. NQ failed to trade above this high. ES traded above that high and sold off. Are we going to take that low before 10? I hope so. I think we have news at 10 today. I doubt that's gonna impact this market that much though. Let me check. From what I checked, there was no news. Forex factory. What's my most profitable pair? I only trade NQ. It's the only pair I'm executing on. There's this USD news, but I doubt there's going to be anything that comes out of this market. My entry and analysis time frame is just M5. I'm hardly ever on anything else. Yeah, I don't think the news is going to bring out much. We still don't have the NFP numbers. was really looking for that. I'm trying to see. Nah, still haven't got anything. What concepts are you using in your trading? I mainly focus on time-based ranges. So like time cycles within the market. One of them is 112 to 212, and the other one's 812 to 912. I'm basically just looking for the high to get deviated, you can say, and then a short-term run to the low. That's pretty much all I look for. We got movement on the first hour of yeah. Oh, Dow's already pumping. One of these guys are going to be pretty decoupled today, and I think it's going to be Dow. Like, this is what NQ's stuck within. But I wouldn't mind that. I'll run back up higher. But first, I want to see it sell off into these lows. They look nice enough for failure swings to get taken. Basic needs of a man is a 50k. Bro, you should pick up the 50k or the 25k. I think they're like $25 right now. That's where your basic needs are met. Just picking up those accounts. I finally got rid of my delayed days on ES as well. That was delayed for so long. $25k or 50k, I would choose the 50k. I would always 50k's are usually the best. I'm looking at Dow. I think if NQ doesn't run these lows, I think Dow's just going to push and then take out these lows. The way Dow's been moving as of lately. This low should be a target for it. Heading into New York. Yeah, if you guys are stuck between buying an account, it's always go for a 50k. Easiest to pass and easiest to get payout with in terms of drawdowns as well. Alright, we got 5 minutes until this market open. Hopefully we can get a run of this low. Should be enough. Dow's holding an SMC at the high, but I think Dow's going to open up and take this low. from the way this market's moving. What's between futures and I wouldn't even bother with CFDs. I've heard CFD firms now offer a consistency rule, which is crazy, but I would just go with any futures account or futures trading. Can you use NQ and Dow as a correlate? You can, but you could a year ago. Now it's kind of weird to use them together because if Dow pushes lower, NQ pushes higher. Ideally, they want to be trading in sync. So either NQ and ES, I would go with. Before, though, I did use NQ and Dow the most in terms of SMTs. I believe Dow will go. Yeah, I think Dow will minimum take this low at 46,644. Should be the minimum area it gets into. Anything after that is probably a bonus on that market. Mainly because of the drawdown. So like with a 50k, you get 2k of drawdown. But in terms of leverage and copy trading, futures accounts are a lot better. You get less drawdown and stuff like that. Plus the one phase pass. You don't need to do 2 phases to pass those accounts. So to me, it's always been a no-brainer to go with futures. And you can if you trade currencies, then you could trade currency futures. It makes no real difference. Let's see what gold's doing. Our gold started to push, but I think at the open we should be able to run out this low one more time before it pushes higher. News today or not? I doubt there's going to be news today. Just looking at this market, it doesn't want to react to anything, and most news says it's tentative. Let me check again though. Yeah, news looks tentative, but we'll see what this open looks like. I don't think we have a regular hours gap today. But mainly only looking for upside. If we can get a downside to the upside will be enough for me in this market. Inflate. I don't know if that news event's coming out. Is that news actually coming out? I didn't think it was going to be coming. Right, let's see this open. So we have this gap here. I would ideally want to see it fill in this account gap like 25 levels. And see if it can remain a bit more weak, pushing below these lows. It's not from the, oh, okay, interesting. So basically all I'm watching right now is to see if it wants to run these lows to push on a higher. My draw for today is these highs at 25,355. I want to see it go lower before it goes into those highs. Oh, looks like it's just gonna blast off. Why futures accounts are cheaper than forex? Mainly comes down to the drawdowns. You have a lot less drawdown on the futures accounts, but if you're copy trading them, it's worth it. Right, looks like NQ is just gonna blast off into the highs without me. It has trailing drawdown. You just have to go with accounts that don't have trailing. End of day drawdown's the best one to go with. Dow's pushing. Looks like they're all in sync today. 3-minute breaker. Yeah, we also had this OB right here. Once it closed above, held it. Should blast through this high. I mean, these highs as well, like all the way up here, I kind of see them as a target still for today. But looking at NQ, I don't have a lot to enter off here. Rocket launched. Yeah, it did. Without me, though. I wanted to get in down here. But it's nearly there, the target. It should get this high. Let me see what the M1's looking like. If this market's really bullish, we shouldn't even trade into this gap. Or nobody should trade into there and hold it up. You want to sell on gold? Let me see how gold opened. Honestly, I think gold has these highs in its horizon. I think 4,000 might be enough for gold to get into. I like the upside more. NQ coming to the downside, taking the lows. Actually, I wouldn't mind that, you know. Would have liked this high to get taken first, though, if it's going to run the lows. But I'm guessing ES has done it, so we could have some sort of a retracement back lower. Dow up, NQ flat. That's pretty much how these indices have been moving. But mechanically for my model, I can't buy this market now because it's taking out the high. So all I can look for mechanically is this low as a target. And as this closed below this gap, I want to see it just sell off into that low. So let's see if it does sell off. Would want to see if ES can hold this SMT with NQ. Retailer in charge. They are. Just wake up and buy 9:30 open, you'll be good. That's the plays nowadays. Alright, this wick is like the only bearish PD array that I have. And the SMT. So I want to see what it does, if it holds this wick or not. It has like 3 minutes to do so. holds the wick, and then get this low for trade with my model. That was just absolutely booming though. I wanted this upside move, but I wish we got these lows first for me to get in on that. How boring. Let me see gold though. Gold may have. Oh yeah, if you guys are in gold, I think it has a bit more to run. Like it should easily get back into this high. Let me see silver. Silver trading in the complete opposite direction, but if silver runs this low, we'll have the SMT with gold to somewhat continue pushing it. There's NQ about to take that high we were looking for. Just did it. Yeah. To be honest, that was my only draw on NQ. Those highs. But I think it can go higher into these ones too. But I was not buying that until my alert just went off as well. 25,355. That was my target for this morning. Silver's going to $90. I don't know about that. It could actually. If I look at the... It would be crazy. $25. Yeah, that's why I had these highs. But to be able to get in on that, I wanted to see this low get taken first. To be honest, it wouldn't make the worst of ideas. But it looks like we just pumped straight off the open. If you guys are holding on to something, I think this high still is the target on this market. But the first target was met without me. Did anyone somehow get on that? Let me see what the M1 was looking like. Held it up. It wasn't the worst. Dude, you're telling me. Let me see. It's no SMT yet. I think NQ still has this 25,394 in its horizon to continue pushing higher. I too wait for the low. It's whatever. It happens. But if you are still looking at this, I think more upside is in its little horizon. But if I looked at this market mechanically for my model, all I can do is short it to this low. But I don't have anything to kind of frame a short off. Maybe if I got closure below this M1 gap, I wouldn't mind that. I'd take a risky short on a Friday. Why are your candles black and white? I used to have green and red candles, thought I'd switch it up. Tesla. I can't even see Tesla. I wouldn't mind that, you know. Closure below the gap should be enough to get through it. Well, that's a shame. Straight off the open, we just blasted through into into our targets. So like one thing you guys should pick up from most of these streams is how I identify the draw and liquidity. Like 9 times out of 10, we can identify where the market wants to go, right? That's the main thing, just understanding the draw. News today, is it actually coming out today? If it does, then we should be good. The indicator, this one I got custom made, but you can get one from the indicator section. My friend TFO has made some indicators that you can plot on to your charts. Oh, we got a small SMT here with ES. Let me see. I want to see if it can close below the gap. Explain again the drawn liquidity. Yeah, sure, I got you. So basically just understanding where the market wants to go. So like into today, right? On the M5, I was looking for a run lower to go higher. Like easiest way to identify liquidity within the market is failure swing. So this high failed to go above this high, and this high. So all of this is holding liquidity. So to me, this is a good setup for the upside. Takes out the low. I want to immediately buy into that. But right off the open, OB held and then push to the upside. If that's how you wanted to buy, you could have. But me personally, I don't trade like that. I always look for a deviation of the range like that. But again, and now my draw is still a bit higher into like 25,394. But mechanically for my model, it's only going to flag me bearish setups. ES isn't too far from these highs. Could be enough. And Matt. What about Matt? I don't think he's streaming today. He'll be back on Tuesday. Well, we're still pushing 25,394. If this market's really bearish, this gap shouldn't even get traded to. We should just rally on from here into this high. Right there. Which I'm not even waiting for any low to get taken. I was waiting for this low, but that was at the open. Now it's already there on my targets. Matt is good. Yeah, Matt is a good trader. What's my entry model? Mainly just an OB. Like if this market wanted to continue closing above, I don't want to see it trade into this gap. I'd only want to see it trade into this OB and push on higher if it closed above on that market. Did I trade today? I wanted to trade. I have 3 minis that are ready to load on my account. I wanted the longs. I might get something later in the day. I don't know. My draw is still higher. 25,393. When it gets that, then I'm neutral. That's my. But my original thought process, if you go start the stream, was this low to go higher. This high should get taken. We shouldn't even trade into this gap down here. In my opinion. Yeah, I'm only looking at OBs that take liquidity though. They're my favorite forms. You're waiting for the highs? I wanted to buy into the run to the highs. Buy the low, sell the high. No, that's very good advice. I wonder why no one else had thought of that, bro. You may be the first one to unlock this. Sorcery for the market. When the drawn liquidity is on both sides, what do? I only wait for like one side to target the opposing end. I mean, my process is probably boring for a lot of you guys, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if today I was bullish, right? So I was looking for these failure swings, but for me to get in, I would have looked for a run this low to go higher. But if I was aggressive back in the day, I would have taken this. I'm really a beginner in this. What would you... I would recommend you focus on learning a reliable strategy or finding something that resonates with you rather than what everyone else is kind of trading. This 4 hours of rocket. Bro, I know. It's almost had the all-time highs though. It has 10 minutes. 10 minutes to surprise me. I don't think ES is taking it yet. Oh, down. So let's see. I always hard TP in my trades. I don't like partial or anything like that. Alright, back in the gap. I want to see if any bodies close within. If bodies close within this gap, then it'll get interesting for me to try and sell this. I know it's at all-time highs, but sometimes I just gotta take a risk, you know? Why not? My process, I mean, it's a lot more frequent. Like it will, like today it gave a setup. It'll probably give you 3 setups a week. It just depends on how you want to filter through it and try and trade it. Like if we close below this gap, then mechanically it should get this low. If we got this high though, I mean, I'd be all over that. So let's see. USD CHF, bro, do not trade USD CHF. Yeah, I mean, most traders do want like a lot of trades in a day. No, this setup can be there. Let's see, yes. Gaining weakness. Should be able to push NQ getting on through these lows. But I would have loved this high to get taken before this. So I'm going to have to see. Let's see the M1. Not a straight dump. See this gap. Ideally though, if it pushes higher, this wicks 50%. I want to see it hold up. What if it's just a retracement for the highs? It could be. That's why I'm watching to see what it does here. Mainly this M5 gap. If bodies are closing within. That's why I've not shorted it just yet. Still think the highs and its proximity. How much do they have? It's only like 5 points away, you know. The only asset I trade is NQ. Unfortunately, I trade NQ. That's the one that I landed on. Nowadays, I think ES has been a lot cleaner. And Dow. You were late enjoying the stream? All good. I don't think you missed much, to be fair. Like, the only thing I was looking for today was these highs. Final high up here. If we get this final high, then I'll look for downside. Do I speak Spanish? Yeah. Hola. ¿Cómo está? I don't know the other words. Gracias. That's as much Spanish as I know. Sí. Yeah, that's a good one. Sí, señor. Dude, Dow's the one that's going to take these lows. I just know it. Dow should get to 46,642, and I think it'll probably get even lower than that. They'll probably get these lows as well. Just the way it's moving, I think it's going to be the one. Spanish is the most beautiful language, you know. Nice. But yeah, Dow should I think Dow should get all of these lows, by the way. These lows look way too clean for it to leave. NQ also closed below that gap. It's left this open as well, which is usually the better of the signs. But we got 5 minutes until 10. You know what I would want to see here if this market's bearish again? Holding this low, not closing back above it. Yes. Yes. Nice. Yeah, you guys are learning Spanish. We'll do Spanish lessons next time. Next stream. Yeah, I'm going to be surprised if Dow doesn't run these lows down here. Same with NQ. I think NQ should go as well into the news. It'll push higher. Good. I want to see what the news does. Dude, we're already at 10 a.m. That's so crazy. This time went so quick. I didn't even realize. By the way, I'm still going to be watching NQ though for later today. Well, after the stream. So if you guys are, even after the stream, if you're watching NQ, we'll look for something like this. I kind of want to see that breakdown. I think Dow though, Dow should sell off and get all of these lows if NQ plays around. But I think NQ will have another run, and then Dow is the one that sells off, takes all of these lows. I tried ICT, but it didn't suit me. Switch back to price action. Nice. All right, so I will do the winners for this giveaway. I'm waiting to see if NQ gives this final push above here, and then I'm going to look for downside into later today. So for today, all you guys have to do is comment the word Apple, APPLE. I'll pick the two winners, only because I need my bags on Apple to be pumped to the upside. Okay, so first winner I got is Slow Learner, and the other one is IAM_Swordman. All right, those are the winners of today's giveaway. I will be back giving away some more. I think Ethan and Matt are going to be live maybe today or tomorrow. Sorry, next week. So yeah, well done to those that did win the account. Let me try and get them saved. But heading into 10 a.m., all I'm watching for the rest of today is a push to the upside, and then I will look for a short down lower. Same with Dow. That's all I'm looking for. You wrote first. I'm not picking the first winners. I'm just picking the ones that come up on my screen. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. And if you guys do have any questions that come up, let me know. Let me actually quickly analyze gold, see what it's doing. Oh, nice. It got this low. Oh, it actually completed the model. So you know where we get the run to the upside and then trade lower. So gold has actually been a crazy market if you guys have been back testing it or looking at it in terms of my time-based ranges. But yeah, gold was nice. NQ, if you guys are watching still, look for this high, and then I'm going to look for some sort of retracement back lower. Same with Dow as well. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll speak to all of you on Monday, and have a good weekend.